Today, substitution. Your learning target is that can solve system equations using substitution. And basically what I'm going to be talking about is substitution as replacing. Okay, so you're going to replace a y value with a number, or an x value with a number, or y value with part of an equation type of idea. So let's just kind of jump into this thing. We'll have y equal 3 here. That means I'm going to replace that y with the 3. So all I have to do is put 3 right there. It will be x plus the 3 for y, and it'll equal 8. So I will subtract 3 in order to solve for x. I'll subtract 3 and have x equals 5. So right now I have x equals 5 and y is 3. That problem is already done. This one here has x equals 2. That again means I'm going to replace the x with a 2. So put the 2 right in there. So it'll be 2 times 2 for x minus the 3y equals 10, and then you just solve that equation. So we get 4 when I go 2 times 2. Subtract 4 to both sides of the equal sign, and you have negative 3y equals 6, and then divide both sides by negative 3. Y equals negative 2. So I have an x value of 2, a y value of negative 2. Now it's going to get a little bit more complicated. My y value isn't necessarily a number, but more of an expression, so I'm going to replace the y value with a minus 4x. So I'm going to just take that whole thing, put it in for y. And don't forget there's a 3 in front of it, so I have to multiply the whole thing by 3. So it will be 2x plus 3 times the negative 4x, replacing the y value, equals 10. So we get 2x minus 12x equals 10. 2x minus 12x is a negative 10x on the same side. And then solving for x, you simply divide both sides by negative 10. Now that's the x value. We've got to figure out the y value. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that negative 1 and put it in for the x. So looking at y equals negative 4x, and remembering x equals negative 1, so I'm going to put negative 1 in there. So it'll be y equals negative 4 times negative 1. So y will equal 4. So negative 1, positive 4. Alright, this one here, the y value is an expression of x minus 1. So I'm going to replace that y value with x minus 1. So negative 3x minus 3 times the y value, which again is x minus 1, equals negative 9. Now here's the tricky part. I have to distribute not only the 3, but the minus sign that is attached to the 3. So I will have a minus 3x, a minus 3x, and a plus 3. A minus 3 times a minus 1 is a plus 3, equals negative 9. So combining my like terms, I get a negative 6x plus 3 equals negative 9. Subtract 3 to both sides. And then divide by negative 6. So x equals 2. Once you have the x value, you can figure out the y value by putting the number 2 in there. So if I looked at y equals x minus 1, knowing that x equals 2, I can put the 2 in there. So it'll be y equals, putting 2 in for x, minus 1. So y equals 1. So 2, 1 is my answer. This one here is getting a little bit more difficult, but I have that 5y minus 10. That's what x equals, so I'm going to have to replace the x with that. So negative 3, and then 5y minus 10, and then the rest of it, plus 2y equals 17. Distributing the minus 3 throughout is going to be a minus 15y, a plus 30, plus 2y equals 17. Combining my y's, a minus 15 and a plus 2 is a minus 13y still with the plus 30 equals 17. Subtract 30 to both sides. We'll have a negative 13y equals a negative 13. Divide by the negative 13. Y equals positive 1. And then I'll look at that. X equals 5y minus 10. And understand that I'm replacing the y value with 1. So it'll be x equals 5 times 1 minus 10. So x equals 5 minus 10. X equals negative 5. So we'll have a negative 5, 1, like so. Last one. Replace the y value with 3x minus 5. So we will have 6x minus 2, and then the y value is 3x minus 5, so I'm going to put 3x minus 5 there, equals 4. Now again, you have to distribute not only the 2, but the minus that is with the 2. So it'll be 6x minus 6x, and then a plus 10 equals 4. 6x minus 6x, they actually cancel each other, leaves us with 10 equals 4. When the letters cancel out completely, you have one of two choices, either no solution or infinite solutions. In this case, since it's false, if it is false, then you will say it is no solution. All right, there you go.